Welcome to the Stella Boyle Smith Concert Hall. The performance will begin momentarily. At this time, we ask that you silence all electronic devices. Recordings and photography of this performance are prohibited. Should you need to exit, please do so through the doors at the back. We're excited to have you, and we hope you enjoy the performance.
Thank you very much. Welcome and good evening. My name is Dr. Michael Underwood, and I'm the leader of this wonderful jazz group here. So you guys can actually... Alacrity, right? So that first tune is called Blue Bossa, as you saw in your programs, written by the great Kenny Dorham. Kenny Dorham was a fantastic jazz trumpet player and composer. He basically spent most of his career during kind of the main part of the jazz era in the 50s and 60s, and his life was actually tragically cut short by having bad kidneys. He died only at 48. So it's amazing that we were able to get such great music from Kenny Dorham, who played with all the great masters throughout his career. The second piece we're going to do is The Preacher by Horace Silver. Horace Silver was an amazing composer and pianist. He wrote this. This was kind of his big hit, his big first hit, The Preacher. And he did this with the Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers in the mid-50s. And so you're going to hear this, our second combo play The Preacher. Hope you enjoy it.
One, two, three, four, one.
All right. Okay. So now when we have the now we have our next set change, we have our third combo, and they're going to play "Mercy, Mercy, Mercy" by the great Joe Zawinul. I originally thought that this was composed by Cannonball Adderley because he's actually the person who made it famous. Cannonball Adderley was a world famous alto saxophone player, and he made this piece famous in the mid '60s. And this is kind of just a good slow grooving piece. So we hope you enjoy this. This is the last combo, and then we'll have a brief set change, and then we'll get into our big band portion of the program. So we hope you enjoy Joe Zawinul's "Mercy, Mercy, Mercy."
All right. Combo number one. So now we're going to have a quick set change, and the big band will be out here hopefully in less than 5 minutes. We'll see. So awesome, guys. And actually, while they're getting ready, maybe I can kind of tell you about how we kind of put these together. Last year, Professor Richardson retired, and he was doing a lot of the combo work, and so I kind of said, well, you know what? The students really liked doing the combo stuff, and I actually think it's really important, considering that big band is kind of hard to come by. There are big bands roaming around all over the place, but they're more rare than they were, let's say, back in the 60s and 70s. And so I thought it would be prudent of me to use the talents of the band and use it to learn some combo literature. So that's what I did. And in the first combo you heard for Blue Bossa, one of the players in the group, Caspian Grabowski, actually did some of the arrangements for the harmonizations for that piece. So that was pretty cool. And so that actually is kind of something that I hope to actually do a little bit more of, so for the next concert, so that when we play in November, we'll have even more student creativity going on. That's right. And the last arrangement that we just heard, of Mercy, 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 was done by Elijah Jennings, our senior bassist, and he did that all the way from scratch. So, hey, this is pretty fast. All right, good guys. All right, we need one more of those. Maybe not so far over on that side. We need to get one more of those guys. Hey, Josh, that chair goes right there. Pretty sure, yeah, because that'll be for the guitar. There you go. Perfect. So the first piece that we're going to do with the big band is called A Nasty Bit of Blues, and it was written by the composer Doug Beach. So I was looking up Doug Beach on the internet, and I've picked up a couple of arrangements of his. I think we've actually played some of his arrangements before on previous concerts. He was a jazz trumpet player, and he was at Elmhurst College in Chicago, and so I'm sure he did a lot of playing in the Chicago area, but he was a teacher at Elmhurst College, and he started writing big band arrangements, and they were so successful that he decided to start his own publishing company involved with Kender Music. And I counted up all of the arrangements that are available under his name. He's written over 200 big band charts. And what's great about Doug Beach's arrangements are he kind of tailor writes them for the level of the group. So he's got a number of arrangements for young ensembles. He's got a lot of arrangements for intermediate level ensembles. He's got a lot of arrangements for pretty competent, veteran ensembles, and then he has a number of professional level big band charts. And it's wonderful to be able to play some of his music because it just kind of has a flow and just a joy. He's got a real joy to his music. So, wow, look at us. We are all ready, aren't we? All right, okay. So I need to get my music, I think. I don't need my music. I think I'm good. So, all right. So we're ready. Hey, was that 5 minutes or less? I think that was less. So here we are. This is the UALR Big Band, and we're going to play A Nasty Bit of Blues. Hope you enjoy it. Yeah, okay. So that featured Finn Camden on piano, Caleb Hatley over there on trumpet, Joshua Gregory on tenor sax, Joshua Warren eventually on trumpet, Harris Hogue on alto sax, and Jacob Vera on guitar. And then finally, we featured Caleb Head on drum set. All right. So the next piece we're going to play is a Count Basie classic written by the late, great Sammy Nestico, who he'll just live on forever. He's written, if Doug Beach wrote 206 big band charts, I think that Sammy Nestico probably has him beat by maybe by a factor of 5. He's written an amazing amount of work for big band, and he is like the standard. If you want to learn how to write for a big band, you look at Sammy Nestico's writing. He wrote for the Count Basie Band for years, and his music is just timeless. It's really a part of Americana that is a true gift to us, and we get to play it in perpetuity, right? So this piece will feature Finn Camden a little bit, but this is pretty much just a big band feature all the way through. It has a little bit of solo stuff with Harris and Caleb at the beginning, but mostly it's pretty much all the big band, kind of a classic big band piece. So we hope you enjoy this. This is Hay Burner. Thank you. Thank you very much. So this is the last piece of our portion of the program, and then you'll get to hear our wonderful wind ensemble, which will come in probably about 10 or 15 minutes from now. So before we get to our last number, I wanted to thank a couple people. Our Barry sax player emailed me this morning and said that he was in the hospital in ICU of all places, and it's very, very sad. And we're all we've kind of dedicated this performance to Carden, and we hope that he gets better very, very soon. But in the meantime, I had to find a Barry sax player to play this concert, and so Dr. Barry McVinney graciously accepted my invitation to come, so please thank him for stepping in the last moment. I also want to thank Dr. Stadler, Dr. Andrew Stadler. He has actually just joined the state of Arkansas, and he has played his first concert with the Arkansas Symphony, which he won the audition for this summer, and he graciously accepted to be able to play lead trumpet with us, and he's been very helpful for our trumpets, and so please thank him. And I just want to thank all of my colleagues and faculty and any of the chairs who are here have been very, very supportive of me and the rest of the faculty. It's just great to have so many people supportive of music in the capital city, so we hope to just continue that. And so with that said, let's get on to our last piece, which is Kid Charlemagne. So a lot of you should probably know what this piece is. It's a great piece from the Steely Dan album, The Royal Scam, and it's a kind of a different twist. It has a swing, it's a swing version of it, but I also brought back a lot of the rock feel of it as well. So this is going to feature, a couple people is going to feature Finn Camden again on piano, and feature Clifton Belcher on trombone. So we hope you enjoy our final piece, Kid Charlemagne by Donald Fagen, Steely Dan, and arranged by Michael Tomorrow. What amazing arranger, by the way. So thank you so much for coming out. Hope you enjoy the last piece. All right, and now on for the wind ensemble.
Good evening. It's great to see everyone here for an evening that is titled Portraits of the Sky for the wind ensemble portion. Programming this selection of music, I didn't think that the weather would actually be kind of strange at the moment, but it cleared up just in time for this concert. How appropriate. So you just heard two soloists in the first piece, Sunscape. So we had Rachel on flute, and we had Renee on alto saxophone. So for our next selection, we're going to move beyond the sky. This is a title called Aphelion, which I learned meant to have a planetary body orbiting the sun at its farthest point, so it could be like a meteor or a planet. But this piece is composed by a friend of mine, Dr. Giovanni Santos, and he draws upon a lot of different musical inspirations, and you'll hear that in this selection. So in his program notes, he talks about John Coltrane, which will be familiar from the first half of the concert, and a jazz idiom. And then he also talks about pulling from Gustav Holst, who's a classical composer, very prominent, and Astor Piazzolla, who's famous for his Latin contributions, especially in tango. So I hope you enjoy Aphelion. We're also going to welcome to the stage somebody very special. This is Kevin Fitzgerald, who's a UA Little Rock Music alumni, but also he is currently employed by the Dean's Office. Can you please give it up for Kevin Fitzgerald? not as quite go with the flow as Dr. Underwood. I have to keep my notes here, otherwise I'll forget something. So for those of you sitting at the top, you'll be able to see, but there's a TV monitor here, and it was used just last week while these students are flipping around for the next piece. I'll talk about something we did. So last week we were able to have a virtual visit with both of these composers, both Dr. Wilson and Dr. Santos. And it was truly coast to coast because by chance, Dr. Wilson's from Florida State University, so he was on East Coast time. And then, well, he was second. And first we were joined on California time with Dr. Santos and then Dr. Wilson. But they were able to work with the students and get some feedback. We were able to play some things in the hall, and they were able to listen and give some tweaks. The students were able to ask a little bit about the pieces and even unprompted talk about even specific measures they really enjoyed and thank the composers. It was really special. These two are friends of mine, and I was happy to program their music and have them come spend their time with these students. It was a really cool opportunity. But it was not going to be possible without even currently working right now. Gideon Brewer is back here. He does all of our sound and tech, and I'd like to spend a moment thanking Gideon. Yes, very appreciative. This next piece is more introspective. It's a work that I knew coming in that I absolutely wanted to do. This is a piece by John Mackey, who's a prolific, at this point, band composer who writes for all sorts of different moods and types of music that are really unique in style and color and orchestration for the wind ensemble medium. This piece was specifically redone by one of my mentors, Dr. Dunnigan from Florida State University, and he reworked it during COVID for kind of flex ensemble instrumentation, meaning anyone could really, if they played a certain instrument, play like part one, and someone else could do part two, depending on what you had available. And this has been great because we were able to feature different kinds of solo voices and different things in this piece that you'll hear. So I hope that you enjoy Sheltering Sky by John Mackey. Now they'll move back. Very introspective piece. So as they move, I'd like to acknowledge a couple things. For those of you that might not know, this is my first concert ever at the University of Arkansas at Little Rock. I've been here just a few months, and I just wanted to make sure I did not waste a moment and a public recognition of several things. First of all, I came here with my wife and 2 little girls, and the music faculty has been overwhelmingly supportive of everything, with us moving, with texting us, hey, do you know about this or that or the other? And we had a little dinner get-together before the school semester started, and my girls loved all the music faculty, and it was just great. So we just continually felt the generosity and warmth of this program, and I'm very appreciative of everyone who's made that possible. So that's my first thank you. We also have amazing students, if you can't tell. Many of them you saw in the first half of the program, and they're continuing on the concert on this half. Not only do they do that, many of them sing in choir. They do a lot of things, and I just had the chance to get to know many of them over the last few weeks, and like one-on-one, get to know you kind of interviews, and also just in passing. And just some little things I wrote down. We have woodworkers in the group. We have Donahue scholars. There's a lot of parents in this group, so I get it. There's world-renowned karaoke performer in this group. There are accountants. There are translators. The list goes on. These students are involved in a million things in one, and I'm very grateful for our time to have an hour a day on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to do this. So if you could just give it up one more time for the students. So one more thank you. None of this is possible without the support of our administration. So this goes from all the way at the provost office into the dean's office and all the people that make these things possible. You just don't know about them because they're really good at their job, and it goes without thanking. So if we could just for a second acknowledge anyone who's in the admin team here and just thank them for everything they've done. So we're ending the program with a challenge piece. I programmed this with the intent of having it really make us work, and I think it's done that. Yes? Yes. Okay, great. So this is a piece titled Rolling Thunder. It's also known as the Trombone Ace, quote unquote, by Henry Fillmore. It was composed, I think, over 100 years ago, and it still has flash and flare and a lot of fun that I hope you'll hear on your side too. But joining us on stage will be Dr. Underwood. There he is. Yes. Not only does he run our jazz program, teach theory classes, and a million other things, he also is the principal trombone of the Arkansas Symphony Orchestra, and you'll hear just how amazing he is in just a second. So he's going to go join some of his trombone students for Rolling Thunder. Thank you so much for coming out tonight.